Outer Banks, and welcome to a new episode of OBXE TV, where we give you the inside scoop on what's happening in the local and regional entertainment world. I'm Sue Artz. First up, we've got a special report for you from the Mad Monster Party, the horror and sci-fi convention we recently attended in Charlotte, North Carolina. We had a great time at the event, which featured 3 days of celebrity guests, movie screenings, Q&A panels, and lots more, and wanted to share some of the experience with you. Watch the video highlight package and then be sure to check out a huge photo gallery from the convention at our partner site, ncfilmnews.com. Stay tuned and we'll be right back with today's special guest.
Being here, I hope you enjoyed the film. It starts at 8:43.
Compared to you. Yeah, but you were so nasty. And everything he did hurt. Yeah, so. Happy birthday, Mr. Shatner. Happy birthday to you. All right.
Guys, big round of applause for all of our contestants. They really keep it going.
For all your essential beverages, Sweet Tea's Coffee, Beer, and Wine is your one-stop shop to find that special flavor for any taste. Today, our special guest is the owner of Sweet Tea's, our friend Stacey Walters. Welcome, Stacey. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Sue. I'm glad to be here.
So, what gave you the idea to open Sweet Tea's?
Well, the idea for Sweet Tea's really was a kind of a lifelong journey. I spent 25 years in retail, and a lot of people know me from being the manager at the Coach store at the Tanger Outlet Mall. And I was getting a little tired of the typical retail scene, so I left that world and became a beer and wine rep for Tryon Distributing. My territory was here on the Outer Banks from Ocracoke all the way north to Duck. And during my time as a wine distributor, I fell in love with craft beer and boutique wines, but I was missing my time in retail and being with customers on a daily basis. So I found an opportunity to take over the space in Duck at Duck Commons, which is right at the corner of Schooner Ridge Drive across from Duck Methodist Church. And I turned it into what I like to call a little eclectic gem in the heart of Duck.
Great, nice. So, you have a lot of different beers. Can you tell us a little about them?
Sure. My main core products are coffee, beer, and wine, as my name states. But I would say that craft beer is one of my bigger passions. A lot of people know that I enjoy a few beverages now and then, and usually would go to a craft beer over, say, a what I like to call big corporate brew. But craft beers, it's really about supporting that small businessman throughout the country. These are small people, small breweries that really take pride in the things that they're putting out. And I, as a small business owner, am really pleased to partner with them and showcase their beers. I also have imported beers from around the world, mostly Belgian and German beers, but also things from England and Indian beer here and there as well. So it's just really a fun place. You aren't going to come in my store and find your typical Miller or Anheuser-Busch product on the shelf.
Cool, that's very awesome. So I guess you have a lot of wines too, and you brought us something today. So what do we have here? We're going to do a little wine tasting.
Sure we are. One of the things we do a lot at Sweet Tea's is taste wine. I have vendors that stop in frequently to let me taste wine, so I know exactly what I want to pick and put on the shelves. but I also like to share the wine with my customers. So we do different types of tastings in season and off season. But today I brought a little gem from King Estate Winery, which is a winery right outside Eugene, Oregon. It's one of the older wineries in Oregon, and known for its sustainable farming practices and just a beautiful facility. And I had the joy of working with this winery and company when I was working for the distributor. So what I brought with me today is Acrobat Pinot Noir, which is their kind of intro level wine. It really is just a wonderful little wine because it really gives the consumer the opportunity to taste a high-end or nice Oregon Pinot at not a high price. So this is an under $20 bottle, but Pinot Noir is one of the more expensive wines out there, and this one is just a little gem. And if you see, it's just really light in color and got great bright cherry notes on the nose, a little vanilla, and I think you remarked earlier it's not overly oaked, but just a really nice, easy to drink Pinot that you can enjoy with a lot of different foods.
That is good. So, your wine tastings, do those happen on a specific day every week, or do you just schedule them special every now and then?
Well, typically, what I do, actually, I should back up. I just started wine tastings Valentine's weekend, and we're doing what we call Friday night flights. 5 wines for $5, starting at 5 p.m., and that's every Friday. We feature 5 value wines, typically 2 to 3 whites and 2 reds, or vice versa. And we do pair it with small snacks from the store. We pour the wines from 5 to 7 p.m. and then you can also enjoy a glass of those wines for $5 a glass throughout the day. So that's just a fun little wine feature. It's kind of more of a casual setup, and people can come and go as they please anytime between 5 and 7. During the season on Wednesdays, we do what I like to call more of a formal wine tasting. We start at 5 p.m. sharp. We do take reservations, and what we do is we pick 5 kind of nicer wines, and we do small bite pairings from our pantry that complement each wine. So with that tasting, I have a group setting and present each wine individually, and then we discuss them and let everyone taste the wines and enjoy them at their own pace at that point. So.
Awesome. So Fridays from 5 to 7, anybody can come. And then Wednesdays, when the season starts, they should make a reservation. Like, how far in advance?
Well, we will take reservations for that wine tasting up until 2 p.m. that day. Going forward, we will have an interactive website where we'll be able to take reservations. However, that's still under construction. So at this point, you can call ahead. Our number is 252-480-2326. Or you can stop by Sweet Teas and just sign up for the wine tasting for that day. It is $15 per person. And once you make a reservation, if you need to cancel, we prefer if you cancel by 3 p.m. So.
Sounds great. So, in addition to wine and beer, everybody needs a good cup of coffee. So,
well, typically on Thursday mornings after my Wednesday tasting,
yes.
Everyone comes back for a cup of coffee. But yes, I serve coffee year-round, which is unusual in Duck, I guess, to be open year-round. But we are. In season, we open at 7 a.m. and in the off-season, we open at 8 a.m. We have coffees. Typically, we offer a dark roast that's an organic roast and our house blend, as well as a decaf coffee. And those are from local roasters, Kill Devil Coffee, which is here in Kill Devil Hills. A lot of people know them as the Front Porch People, so we feature their coffees and their espresso as well. We have a full line of lattes, cappuccinos, and specialty espresso drinks, as well as frozen coffees and an array of iced teas as well.
That sounds awesome. So, can you tell us do you have anything planned for this summer?
Well, I'm trying to kick off my season this year, Memorial Day, And we have music planned 5 nights a week, which we're very excited to say that the Yacht Dogs will be returning on Sunday evenings this year and play from 7 to 10. They were a huge hit last year, and it attracted not only the tourists but a lot of locals as well. All of our music is outside on our patio, so it is dependent on the weather. And most of the time they start anywhere between 5 and 7 p.m. and play till 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
So do you have a normal time that you close during when the season's going, or it's just until?
Well, that's a
people
good
are
question. Typically, we close around, well, the plan this year, I should say, is to close at 10. If people are hanging out and having a good time and it's not too loud, we'll stay open as long as they want to be there. However, North Carolina law says we do have to stop
Right.
alcohol sales at 2, so
Right.
we would do that.
And there's no cover charge to come hear the music?
Never a cover charge, but we do encourage tipping for the musicians.
Excellent. Sweet Teas is an interesting name. How did you come up with that?
Well, that's an interesting question, and the process was an interesting one. Sweet Tea is actually my nickname, and when I opened the store, I really wanted to make it mine, and I was struggling with what to call it. And my good friend Brian Whitehurst suggested that I use the name Sweet Tea. Of course, he's the one who gave me the nickname Sweet Tea. He and my good friend Emery Meekins one day were cleaning pools, like so many fellas do here on the Outer Banks, and they were thinking, what should we call Stacey? And one said to the other, well, how about Sweet Tea? And the name stuck. So in my efforts to make the business very personal, I called it Sweet Teas. However, in hindsight, a lot of people believe it to be a t-shirt shop or that I carry sweet tea.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, I haven't been organized enough to get t-shirts in. They're coming in 2014 summer. And sweet tea is not one of my favorite things. So I don't carry brewed sweet tea either, which is kind of funny.
Hey, everybody's got their own thing. So, also to make it more personal, you have other things going on certain nights of the week.
We sure do, and it's we just started game night on Monday nights, and we're not really sure what game night's going to entail every week, but our first game night was on St. Patrick's Day, and we had trivia night with custom questions revolving around St. Patrick's Day, Ireland, and sweet tea. So all of my regular customers who come in and hear my stories day after day were able to test their retention skills and see if they could answer the questions that were mostly based on me, which became very fun by the end of the evening,
I'm
as you can
sure.
imagine. So it was a good time.
Nice. So can anybody just drop in and
Anyone can
join?
join in on game night. Some game nights we may just be playing Scrabble. We've got board games there in the store, Clue, checkers, cards. We're planning a Wheel of Fortune night, which you might be interested in, Sue, with some a feature of Fortune beer and giveaways. And then we are going to continue with trivia as well. I believe our next trivia night is coming up, and will feature 80s trivia. So it should be a good time for everyone.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
And we usually start that at 6 o'clock on Monday night.
6 o'clock on Mondays, and it goes just until whenever people are tired playing games.
Basically, yes. So
Excellent.
yeah, it's fun.
So do you have any other special things going on during the week, or any specific events that you have in mind?
Actually, yes. I mentioned the wine tastings earlier, and we also do Thirsty Thursdays, where we feature our off-season. We feature all of our draft beers at half price. In the summertime, though, we make it a steal the glass or steal the pint day, and we have a specific brewery that will feature on that Thursday. And if you come in and enjoy one of those beers, you get a glass from the brewery to take home. So it's really great for those collectors, and especially out-of-town visitors who maybe can't get those specific breweries in the states where they're from.
Cool, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. And you know, the great thing about Sweet Tea's is it's really a very casual place in the heart of Duck. People come in their swimsuits and flip-flops, their bare feet, on their way to weddings because we're across from the church. But just in and out quickly, it's relaxing, and it really is just a laid-back atmosphere, which is exactly what I was going for.
That's awesome. So, is it kid-friendly too? Like, can mom and dad sit down and have a couple drinks and the kids be occupied maybe with your games? Or
Absolutely. We encourage families at Sweet Tea's, even though we do serve beer and wine. We have beverages for the kids, old-fashioned sodas and that sort of thing. And always the games are available for kids to play as well. But a lot of families like to come and hang out on our tree-shaded deck, enjoy the music, and frequently we've got kids running around playing games and, you know, chasing each other around and just enjoying themselves as well.
that's great.
Yeah. So Sweet Tea's is awesome, I think.
Well, we definitely will be by. And now, do you have food as well? Any kind of snacks or?
You know, Sweet Tea's is not a restaurant, but in the mornings we do have pastries that are baked by a local baker. And then we offer an array of gourmet cheeses, crackers, snacks, spreads, tamponades, that sort of thing, that are basically self-serve. We will give you a cutting board and knife so that you can cut your cheeses and salamis and that sort of thing, but everything is pretty much self-serve there on site.
That's pretty good and different. Gives people something to soak up their alcohol, I guess.
Well, it does. And, you know, the other thing is people pick up things to take away. You know, just make it kind of fun. And we've even had a potluck dinner at Sweet Tea's one night. So,
Wow.
yeah, I really have a great group of regulars, and they enjoy each other's company. And it's almost like a Cheers type atmosphere.
That's really awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Well, thank you so much for coming to visit us today, and we look forward to stopping by and having a few drinks, and hope everything goes well for you this year.
Great. Well, I was glad to be here, Sue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Sue Artz with OBXEntertainment.com and OBXE TV. We'll see you soon.